Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials. This is meant for class 11th biology students and this is meant for 11th July 2020. From our memory, we understand that we have been discussing about animal tissues, various animal tissues. In our previous sessions, we were talking about connective tissue, and in that most important ones that we talked was blood and lymph and bone. Having studied that, we move on to next tissue, very important tissue. It helps in all our sensations of touch, sensation of sight, sensation of taste, sensation of feelings, you name it, everything that we feel every day in and day out, it's because of this tissue, and that is nervous tissue. So nervous tissue originates from ectoderm, origin is from ectoderm, and nervous tissue forms nervous system, and the functional and structural unit of nervous tissue is neuron. What is a neuron? Neuron is a structural and functional unit of nervous tissue. In common language, we call it as nerve cell. And what is the structure? As you are seeing, a neuron will be having two regions, one head region and one tail region. And the head region is called cyton or soma, and the tail region is called axon. So there are two areas in a neuron, head region and tail region. Head region is called soma, cell soma or cyton, and the tail region is called axon. And the cyton has got branches, all around it has got branches, and each branch is called a dendrite. Each branch of cyton that is getting extended in 360 degrees is dendrite. And if you carefully observe this diagram, you understand that extended dendrite is axon. So what is axon? Axon is extended dendrite. And what is there inside the soma or the cyton? Prominently you can see a nucleus. There's a very big nucleus centrally arranged, and in that surrounding that nucleus you have got cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm, as all of you know, liquid present inside the cell. But this cell is not a normal cell, this is a nerve cell. So the liquid that is present inside this cyton or a neuron is called neuroplasm. Neuro means nerve cell, plasm means liquid. Liquid that is present inside a nerve cell is neuroplasm. And you also can observe that the neuroplasm has got certain dot-like structures. There are certain solid particles. Those solid particles are called Nissel's granules. So cytoplasm is called neuroplasm, and the neuroplasm has got some granules, solid particles, they are called Nissel's granules. And if you carefully observe, the dendrites are many, short, tapering, branched, protoplasmic processes, and they also contain Nissel's granules. And what is their duty? Their duty is to conduct impulse. What is an impulse? The stimulus that gets on will be absorbed and sent the messages in the form of nerve impulses or waves. So these are, we can say, a nerve impulse is nothing but electromagnetic waves that are conducted from neuron to neuron and ultimately reach to target area. So the nerve conduction is from source of an organ through a stimulus. It starts, reaches the dendrite, reaches the cyton, passes through the cytoplasm along with the Nissel's granule, goes into the axon, reaches the branches of the axon, and then jump to next neuron. and finally reach the target area. This is how a nerve impulse is conducted. And when I said from branches of axon it jumps to dendrites of next neuron, I said there is a gap, and that gap is called synapse. So previously people were thinking that that small gap of synapse, as you are seeing, it's around 200 angstrom units distance, very minute gap. Previously people thought that this 200 angstrom minute gap is an obstacle, like all of you in science school practice obstacle course, and many obstacles you cross. So people thought that this is also an obstacle in the nerve impulse. But then latest research shows that it is an added advantage. It's a blessing in disguise, because the moment impulse travels, there is a gap, and because of the gap, it jumps. The impulse jumps, like how you, while you practice obstacle course, you jump the pit, and thereby you are saving time. See, walking over the distance of the pit and jumping the pit, you save a lot of time. Synapse is also saved. The nerve impulse jumps. And how the arrangement of neurons will be done. This is how. So, the neuron accepts impulse from dendrites and then pass on to the branches of axon, as I said just now. And there's the synapse. The nerve impulse jumps in the synapse, reaches the dendrites of the next neuron, and then travel along the axon, reaches the branches of axon, and this chain continues until it reaches the target area. So the sensation is felt. And then reverse. Once it reaches a particular organ, the organ responds with the help of brain. So the brain gives suitable orders. Like for example, you have touched a snake. How do you know that whether it is a dangerous one or it's okay? That depends on the nerve impulses that we get from the brain. So the brain gives an orders, and the particular organ, like in your case skin for example, the snake is touching your skin. Immediately you felt the sensation of touch of the skin. Then immediately the whole hand responds. How does it respond? Same way. From the brain orders come, reach to the motor organs now. What are motor organs? The neurons, motor neurons present in hand for example. And the motor neurons will make the muscles and the bones present in our hand to respond, and the response will be in the form of withdrawal of the hand. Similarly, when you touch a live electric wire, and I hope you will not do it, but in case sometimes we inadvertently touch the wire, what happens? In the next fraction of a second you withdraw the hand. Similarly, ask your mummy how many times she touched the hot pan in the kitchen, and within fraction of a second she removed it. And who is helping this? Thanks to our nervous system, thanks to our biology. So it is two-way arrangement. One, reaching the target area, and from target area back. So the nerve impulse will be always in two-way process. And based on the components, the neural tissue has got 4 components. Component 1 is neuron, which we talked of just now, and second one is neuroglia. Third one is ependymal cells, and fourth one neurosecretory cells. These are the 4 cells that are the components of a neural tissue. And the neurons are of a variety of types based on structure. Like we have got, we can broadly say 5 types of neurons. Non-polar neurons. Second one, unipolar neurons. Third one, pseudo-unipolar neurons. Fourth one, bipolar neurons. And multipolar neurons. What do you mean by non-polar neurons? Each neuron has several branched projections. There is no functional difference between dendrites and axon. Axon will not be this much lengthy. All will be small, sharp, tapering dendrites. Then we say all are equal. These are very rare in vertebrates but occur in cnidarians. Recollect? Phylum Coelenterata, Hydrophylum. Yes. Non-polar neurons will be present in Coelenterata, Hydra. Unipolar neurons, the body has only one process which arises from cyton. It is found usually in the embryonic stage. In embryos, we will see such neurons. And pseudo-unipolar, a single process arises from cyton, then divides into axon and dendrite. They are found in dorsal root ganglia of spinal nerves that are present in spinal cord. Bipolar, each bipolar neuron has one axon and one dendrite. So there is one axon and one dendrite. They are present in retina of the eye. This is frequently asked in exam. Remember, bipolar neurons are present in the retina of the eye. One dendrite, one axon. And then multipolar neurons. These neurons have several dendrites and one axon, as you are seeing. This is multipolar. They are present in the brain and spinal cord. Central nervous system will be having such type of neurons. And what about the function? What is the function that a neuron is doing? Just now we said it is responsible for all sensations. So based on function, we have got afferent neurons. Afferent. Afferent means sensory neurons. Second one is efferent. Efferent. Efferent neurons. These are motor neurons. And the third one, interneurons, means connecting neurons. These sensory neurons are afferent, AFF. They connect sense organs. 5 sense organs are there. We have got Pancha Gnana Indriyagal with the central nervous system, brain and spinal cord. They bring sensory impulse from sense organs to central nervous system. That is, just now I said, sensation of touch, sensation of taste, sensation of smell, sensation of sight, sensation of hearing. All these sensations will be connected to brain, central nervous system. And that is done by sensory neurons. And next one, motor neurons. They connect the central nervous system to muscles and glands and bones. They carry motor impulses from central nervous system. Orders that are given by the brain will be brought to the muscles, bones and glands, so that there will be response by the organ, the central nervous system to the effectors. And what about the interconnector or connector? They are present in central nervous system and occur between sensory and motor neurons for distant transmission of impulses. They are meant for integrating and analyzing the input of information and disturbing it to other parts of nervous system. What about types of neurons based on structure? Based on structure, of course, you are seeing myelinated sheath in the diagram. Axon is covered by a covering. That covering is called myelinated sheath. Such a neuron is called myelinated neuron. It means there is extra protection for axon. And some neurons will be there without any myelinated sheath. They are naked neurons. They are called non-myelinated nerve or neurons. Nerve cells are neurons. So myelinated are present in white matter of the brain and spinal cord. What about non-myelinated or non-medullated? These are found in autonomous nerves. There is a system called autonomous nervous system. So those nerves will have non-myelinated neurons. And based on function, just now we said, some nerve cells or nerve fibers will be performing the action of sensations. They carry nerve impulses from sense organs to central nervous system. Then we say they are sensory nerves or sensory neurons. And second, motor neurons or motor neurons. They carry nerve impulses from central nervous system to effector organs, muscles and glands. Now, what is the importance of this nervous system? Just imagine if there is some error in our physiology, in our anatomy, and the nervous system is not working. It's a pity that we'll be losing all the sensations. Whatever we eat, we don't feel the taste. Even if we eat gulab jamun, we don't know that it is sweet because our motor sensory are not working. Similarly, smell, we will not be knowing. Sensation of touch, sensation of happiness, reasoning, analytical thinking, everything will be lost. So that is the reason why nervous system is highest priority. One should understand that nervous system is the main system that helps us to live happily. So take care of your nervous system.